Good day. I'm Perry Brindley, the Associational Missions Strategist for the Buncombe Baptist Association. We're focused on assisting churches to reopen and relaunch. And so I appreciate you joining me today. On Wednesday, May the 6th, Clark Henderson, who is the lead pastor at New Bridge Baptist Church in North Asheville, is joining me, and we're just going to briefly touch on these three questions today that we're all going to be confronted with in the days ahead as we reopen. Mark, let's begin by talking about how we've traditionally received offerings, but what that might look like in the future.
As you know, we always love passing the plate, so to speak, but we recognize more than any other time, I guess, in history, this is a time to where we need to keep those passing of plates and passing of books and all these things down as low as we can. So, of course, as many are doing or will be doing, I don't think we can do that, especially for the short term. I don't know what the long term, we're looking through everything within the veil of a pandemic. And once this passes, who knows what the future will lead. But for our short term, when we get back to the church, we're going to have opportunities to give as people go out the door. We will have pots or buckets or something at the doors. In fact, we're going to open up 2 new doors as well. So we won't have a bottleneck. We can tell folks, hey, go out these doors or go out these doors, and there'll be a place to give there. And they can just drop it in. That way we won't be passing any germs.
Okay, thank you. Either way, it's got to look different, doesn't it?
It's got to be different.
To protect
The most
people.
vulnerable.
That's right. So I don't know if New Bridge has a tradition of meet and greet time. Some of our churches in Buncombe County, membership tended to enjoy that time. Others do not think that there's great value in it. But if you did have a meet and greet time, do you think this brings that to an end?
Well, I know New Bridge has always enjoyed the fellowship together. But something's unique. Every year around the flu season, we stop it on purpose anyway. For the months of January and February, depending on how long the flu season goes on. So we had already stopped the meet and greet for a few months before the COVID virus came. So we were a little ahead of the curve there, but going forward, that would have to be seriously considered and slowly implemented coming back. So I know for the near future, that's something we would not do. And just maybe it would evolve back organically or something.
And I know we've heard the phrase social distancing a lot. I really don't like that phrase. I would rather say, that we can distance and still be social.
Right.
I think controlled distancing is important, but to imply that it's social distancing to me is almost like antisocial. So,
Right.
Have your team or leadership given any thoughts to making masks or any personal protection available to people?
As I said earlier, we're going to have everything that people may think they need at the front doors. Coming in the sanctuary, when we can have small groups, each classroom will have these the hand sanitizer, glove, and mask available. And it's going to be up to them personally. The masks are only supposed to be used if you cannot keep that social distancing 6 feet. So if we can provide that social distancing opportunity in every setting, then I don't think the masks are necessary, but maybe you do. And maybe you feel better wearing one, so we'll have those available.
Okay. Clark, thank you for joining us on Wednesday, May the 6th. We're very grateful for the input that you have and sharing today. We're focused on trying to gain some new ideas and some fresh outlook on what it would be to reopen or to relaunch. And so Lonnie and I are looking at 3 questions today. Let me introduce to you Lonnie Ray, pastor at Gracie Branch Baptist Church in East Asheville. So Lonnie, talk to me about any thoughts you've had about receiving tithes and offerings.
So the last Sunday before we dismissed with all the needs to dismiss, we put our ushers in the back and had our offering as people were going out.
Okay.
Just that one Sunday alone gave our church kind of an experience of which they really liked. The response to that was really good. So that we're going to change that up just because I think it was a good change for us anyway. It changes the way our schedule is going to work for worship services.
Mm-hmm.
So we can now add something else in that place.
Okay.
So that's going to be a good piece. Our online giving is brand new. It started during this whole COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
response to online giving has been absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing. And so we'll continue to work with that. We'll also go to text giving as well, so people can actually learn how to text give right out of the auditorium, right where they are. So that'd be a piece to that as well. So we have a secured box in the church where people can go ahead and give in that secured box, kind of a mailbox. So for those who may not even know that exists right now, that'll be a new thing to them once they get back. So there'll be multiple ways to give, along with giving in the offering plate as you're leaving.
Great. How do you see the fellowship time? I don't know exactly what the practices were at Gracie Branch. I can't remember exactly. But just tell me about fellowship.
Very traditional. So
Okay.
we would build into our worship service opportunity for people to shake hands and those kind of things. That's going to be a challenge, I think, for our culture.
Yeah.
And that is something that I value. I think I value as much as anybody does. And we extended that a little bit, probably more than what an average church would do. And so I'm in my mind, I'm kind of trying to figure out that part. But I think for us, it may be just saying, hey, before you turn around, put your hands in your pockets, and now greet those that are around you, maybe. And
Okay.
it just as an opportunity to be able to make people not feel alone.
It's so difficult to break the habit of not extending your hand.
That's exactly right.
And I see that, I'm in multiple churches throughout the year, and so I have an issue breaking that habit. So I have to be more careful. But hopefully we'll be more self-aware of how we're attempting to fellowship. Any thought to making mask available?
Yeah, we will. We will
Okay.
have a station for the hand gel and the masks, and we'll have all those things available as you're coming in. And they'll be at the Welcome Center, so it'll be very prominent and very, visible for everybody coming through. And mask obviously will be something that's just up to the person as they're walking in, whether they feel like they need it or not. But I think it's important to make people feel safe. And so everybody's a little different as far as that part goes.
Great. Thank you, Lonnie, for sharing your thoughts today and for joining us. With me is Branton Burleson, the pastor of Grace Baptist Church in West Asheville. Branton, share with us what thoughts you've had concerning the receiving of the tithes and offerings.
We were discussing this just a few days ago, and I think for the foreseeable future, we're going to stop passing the plate and probably designate some locked giving boxes near a couple of entrances or exits in the building, and also continue to encourage our online giving. Our folks have been very good about giving online during this season, and also mailing in their giving and even dropping it off at the church. So I think that'll be okay, but I do think everybody will be most comfortable probably not passing a plate.
Yeah. I don't want to be number 49 after 48 hands that
Yeah,
touched it.
I doubt it.
So, and many people will desire that their opportunities to give can be handled in a different way, like you said. I don't know if Grace Baptist observed any meet or greet time, shaking of hands. I know you did have a coffee station, had a good coffee station.
Yeah, we did not have a meet and greet time, so that won't be an issue for us to discontinue. Probably our coffee station will temporarily be suspended unless we have some other ideas along the way. I've read some others who it seems like they think that's the wisest course of action.
Okay. And I do attend worship at various places in Buncombe County throughout the year. Meet and greet time is still something that's received well in some churches, but I think this might be a good time to transition from that. It's going to be, I think, a necessary time to transition from.
I think so.
Yeah. What about availability of masks for those who would want that as they come into the community?
Yeah, I would have no objection to making it available. Again, it's all based on the availability. Can we find the numbers of masks and maybe gloves or things that we do need? I think that'll be a challenge probably for all of us, but I wouldn't mind making it available to assist those who are more comfortable with it.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us today on Wednesday. Let me invite you to join us tomorrow on May the 7th, on Thursday, and enjoy this time when we answer 3 more questions together. Thank you.